John was working in his science lab, got blasted by gamma rays. Now he's Smash Trivia John, always smashing. He's friends with Ruffalo, crushing on Maslany, and also Sydney Sweeney. John's here saying, hello my gamma friends, welcome to the show, the Gamma Analysis Podcast.
Smash.
Hello, my Gamma friends. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Smash Trivia John. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram by searching Smash Trivia. I'll be the one with the big old green head in the profile picture. This is the Gamma Analysis. Basically, I'm going to review everything Hulk, all the movies, TV shows, and I also do random other geeky films. Hope you enjoy. Smash Trivia presents the Gamma Analysis. I want to ask everyone listening to please do sign for me. Please share the hell out of this podcast with all your friends. If you don't, Hulk will be angry. Now let's smash right into this episode. Today is a review of the Green Hornet from 2011, and with my friend Megan, the host of the Vigilante Vibes Podcast. How you doing, Megan?
Good. I'm so glad to be here again. It's one of my favorite shows.
I loved having you on last time, so I'm so glad to be able to get you on again. So the Green Hornet from 2011. This week is the first time I've ever actually watched it in full. I know I saw clips of it when I was younger. I remember people have told me over the years how it's so bad, but this week when I was watching, I'm like, this is a lot more fun than what these people are saying. There's definitely issues it has. There's definitely issues I have with the film, but but it's definitely not this worst to the worst film.
No, I think there's some that are much worse than it.
The issues I do have with the film are mainly stemming from the fact that the main character is kind of a creep towards his female employee, and also for people that are trying to be superheroes, they kill a lot of people, a lot of innocent people.
I think for the time at 2011, that was the norm. That was a big thing. It wasn't seen as what it is now. So I didn't look at it too crazily just because that's what it was then.
Yeah, I don't hate the film for having them killing a bunch of innocent people, but I do find it just a little strange how they're the very first scene of them going out and supposedly fighting crime, they killed multiple innocent people, and then we're celebrating about it right afterwards. It's like, whoa, you guys are kind of villains, really.
I agree. I think they would try to make it humorous because that's Seth Rogen, so that's where they kind of screwed up with it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of how this film has such a bad reputation comes from the fact that I don't think it knew what it wanted to be. It didn't does it want to be a straight up superhero movie, or does it want to be a raunchy Seth Rogen comedy? And they tried to do this weird in between thing where they did Seth Rogen's kind of comedy, but with a PG-13. It just and I think some of that makes it just feel weird.
I could see that. I think it's Seth Rogen takes himself too seriously in this movie, but doesn't take the movie seriously. Yeah. So it doesn't mesh very well with each other in that sense.
I think my favorite character though in the film is Cameron Diaz's character. I like how she is willing to fight back against his harassment and then I think like the second favorite character I'd have is the villain. I thought the villain was a lot of fun in this.
I had a problem with the villain that I felt he was too forgettable because even now I don't remember his name. I like it's so
I
strange.
just what I liked about it was I thought it was a fun concept throughout the film, him trying to figure out who he wants to be, which you don't really see that usually with the villain in stories. But I can definitely understand see him as forgettable. I think, and one thing that surprised me when seeing this, and it always surprises me whenever I see this actor in films that are not from the past as like 10 years. It's David Harbour is in this. Like it's so
No.
weird seeing David Harbour for one with hair
Yeah,
and no facial hair is well. It's always so weird when I see films from before 10 years ago with him.
I liked him in this role. I like a young man, no matter what he does.
Oh yeah, he's so much fun on always is I think also the actor playing Kato did a great job of I think um yeah, so I've been thinking about how lately, but mainly because I both went on a podcast reviewing the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man film and then watching this. So because of James Franco, I find that I feel when watching films to have an actor who is a shitty person in real life, I if they're playing a character that is shitty, it makes it so much harder for me to like keep in with the or like still feel in the film. It takes me out of it when their character feels a lot like who they are in real life. Do you get that feeling when watching films ever?
Um, kind of, but at the same time, with James Franco, when I saw him being a piece of trash, I was like, that's fitting. He's very aware of what he is. So that was like, that kind of feels like they're kind of throwing it in your face. Like, this is who I am.
Yeah, the I think at the most like um it's very evident how they're just like showing who he really is in the film This Is the End and where he literally plays himself
Yeah.
it's like it's really when I was younger I enjoyed the This Is the End. I thought it was a really funny film, but now as an adult knowing things from real life, I'm like this just feels so awkward or whenever I see him in films, especially when he's playing a piece of shit. Um, let's see what else about this film do I want to talk about. I thought it was cool the way they showed how Kato fights people. I thought that was interesting.
I'm a sucker for a good fight scene. So I really enjoyed his character all
Mhm.
around. I thought he was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, he definitely was. As I wish I really wish that this film had gotten a sequel. And I honestly don't understand why it didn't because it made money at the box office. It doubled its budget at the box office, is which for 2011 that's pretty decent for a superhero movie.
Well, you also have to think in 2011, that's when superhero movies were just
Mhm.
about to take off. So,
Yeah.
in comparison to like the Avengers that came out in 2012,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're like, that's probably not a good idea to put money into that.
Yeah. But uh, if you're if you're wondering why I wanted to review this is so obviously there's the aspect of it, green being a part of it, but also I've always loved of Seth Rogen's style of comedy. So I was like, that mixed with a superhero seems like that would be a really great combination. But but it doesn't always land nearly as much as I was hoping.
I think the movie showed that Seth Rogen, while I do like his acting, he doesn't have range as an actor. Because if he did, he wouldn't have played the same funny guy in the movie.
I think that he's grown a lot more range in recent years than he used to have,
Hmm.
and I think in part that has happened as he tried to become his own person after or throwing James Franco out of his life. If he I because he's done a lot of very different roles in recent years. He was in a Steven Spielberg film, I think either last year or the year before that. At And he's also had a lot of success behind the camera with The Boys and Invincible.
Oh, yeah, he was in The Boys. Oh,
No, I mean
forgot
like
about.
he
But do you
is
remember what
executive
he?
producer. I know his appearance in The Boys, but yeah, he's like actually the executive producer on both The Boys and Invincible, and um he I think his honestly his best work actually might be when he's behind the camera.
I agree. I don't think it's just getting rid of James Franco because they were best friends. There's no
Mhm.
way he didn't know what a piece of shit he was. He just, when the public found out, he publicly stopped talking to him. So that's something to keep in mind. But I also think at that time, him, James Franco, they had this little group of comedian actors that would all work together in these
Mhm.
movies, and it kind of pigeonholed held them for
Yeah,
a long time. So we never saw that range from him. I think he's finally breaking out of that friend group and that
oh yeah,
dependency on those other actors.
yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I think what else do I want to talk about as well? Uh, um, oh, Sign that the film does not really make clear, but that I wonder about is why did the father of Seth Rogen's character have Kato oh, putting weapons on his cars and stuff like that. So that since his father wasn't being like a superhero or anything like that.
I wondered the same thing. I was like, was this accidentally left in the movie and they actually had a different story to the movie? Because it was so random. And it was like, there's no way that's supposed to be there.
It's also hilarious to me how they make it out to seem like this coffee machine is this crazy device. I'm pretty sure it's just an espresso machine.
It added to the goofiness. It was just another goofy moment.
Oh man. I think the scene that I had the most fun watching though was Seth Rogen and his character and Kato um fighting at the mansion just breaking all a bunch of stuff. I thought that was hilarious watching them fight. I also think it's really cool how they had the scene where they cut off the back of the car. I thought that was fun.
I liked the fight at the house. I liked when Rogan said, I will beat the shit out of you. And
Yeah.
Kato just kicks him over. And I was like, God, it's so quick.
Oh, oh man. I thought it was really funny how the how the villain for his final like look he wears a gas mask and one of the other people's like why are you wearing a gas mask, why did you wear a gas mask, and he's like and he just acts like it's obvious even though I'm guessing he hasn't told them the fact that they have gas bullets.
That was a part I just completely forgot was in the movie. And when I was watching, I was like, oh, another goofy thing.
Oh man. Um, what else? Else is there in this film to talk about? I thought it was a really good way to be able to explain um the bullet wound owned by having Kato come and fake shoot him in the morning. And I thought that was an interesting choice.
Oh, towards at the end
Yeah, at the
when
end,
yeah,
I
that
thought
was
that was honestly a very smart plan.
it was smart, but also I was like, in the real world, Kato would not have gotten away. Like, there's no way the cops would have he would have evaded the police. That just
Yeah.
so goofy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. This is like about as nonsensical superhero film as it gets.
It
Which to be honest, I don't mind because I
I don't
love ridiculous superhero films.
go together, but it was still a fun popcorn movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, definitely. But is there anything else to talk about with this film? Is there anything else that you want to talk about with this film? I'm I've watched it twice. And I'm blanking on
I
anything
think
stuff to talk about.
I think because they're just it's like it's entertaining, but it's so forgettable.
Hmm.
Because when you said, "Hey, will you come talk to me about this movie?" I was like, "Have I seen this movie?" And I had to look it up. I was like, "Oh my God, I have." So I had to rewatch it too. It's good for what it is. Just
Yeah.
take it at face value. If you want to be entertained, go watch it. Don't look too deep into it. Don't look for the plot holes. You'll get lost. Just don't do that. Just
Oh yeah.
zone out. Enjoy it for what it is. Put yourself back in 2011.
Yeah. Um. I really thought it was funny I when he was piecing everything together, and then right afterwards, David Harbour's character is like, "You, I can tell you pieced everything together because you've just had a dumb look on your face for 5 whole minutes."
Oh my gosh. He tried to make himself look like he was like an actual hero with powers who's having a super fast montage in his house. And he's like, no, dude, I had to sit here through this whole thing. Like, that was so funny.
Oh yeah, that was
I think
great.
that's when I laughed the hardest in the movie.
And I love how in their his recollection of how things happen as you piece it together. He imagined David Harbour having an absolutely giant and um thing to inject into his father.
Well, it was like the whole thing was so wild. They're like, oh, he didn't
Mhm.
even know his father was dead. They announced it to the world before he knew.
Oh yeah,
And he's like,
that was
he died by a bee sting that they knew immediately. And I was just like, oh boy, now I remember this movie.
Oh man. Let's see. A you know, one thing I'm interested in trying to do now after watching this film is, since this film is based off an old TV show. I kind of wonder how similar the TV show actually is to this. As um, all I really know about the original TV show is that they have a crossover episode with Adam West Batman.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I've never seen the TV show, so like, I don't know.
yeah,
I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
yeah. That's um. So I definitely want to like sometime go back and check out that show, see if see how similar it is or different. Different. I imagine, since I'm pretty sure it went on for multiple seasons, it's probably better than this movie.
I wonder if Seth Rogen was like, I really like this show. I wonder what'll happen if I just mess it up some and make it into a movie.
I do like though what that actually started getting him into doing this superhero business is just getting revenge on his father for breaking his action figure. So he cut off the head of his father's statue.
It's just wouldn't that be your villain origin story? That's what I would think. Like first time watching, I'm like,
No,
all right, he's a villain.
I'm gonna be honest. No, I'm gonna be honest. I think if he were had any smarts at all, instead of just throwing away the head after taking it off, uh, uh, he should have like thrown it into the bad guys who were chasing him. I imagine that heavier head would have done some damage.
That would have been much better. I agree.
Oh man. Oh.
Such a stupid movie.
Yeah, but uh, I really don't know what else to say for this review, but yeah, that I guess that's everything. And everyone, please check out Megan's podcast, Vigilante Vibes. Hopefully one of these days, I'll get to come on there, and talk something
Yeah.
in with her because I've been wanting to get come on there for a while, and I think and there's definitely some fun things coming and
Yeah.
I've heard you got a lot of guests coming on soon, so that's gonna be nice.
Yeah, and I'll always make room for you. So of course you have to come on.
Well, is there any final thing that you'd like to say before I end this off?
I'm really happy to be here again, and I'm really excited for you to come on mine so we have to
Yeah.
find something we should talk about.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, I think that'll be really fun.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. If you like this game analysis, please give a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or a 5-star rating on Spotify. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the episodes. Please let me know. If you'd like to listen to more from me, please subscribe. Many more game analysis from me coming, so keep on the lookout. This again is your host, Master John, signing off.